So in today's session, we are going to discuss about creating of SAS libraries, functioning of SAS libraries, then some basic naming rules that need to be followed while we do the programming, then some SAS programs layout, and how to insert the comment lines and significance of comment lines and data types. So these are a few concepts that we are going to discuss in today's session. So let us start with creating SAS libraries. So we have two different methods to create the SAS libraries. One is using libname statement, as in through writing a program statement, you will create a library. Okay? So that is through libname statement. And the other method is through wizard process. So wizard process is nothing but like menu driven process. So these are the two different methods that we have to create the library. Let us start with libname statement. So libname. So under what name you want to create a library? So if you explore the libraries, here we have so many libraries, no? Like, excuse me. Yeah. So here we have so many libraries, right? Like maps, GFKSS, health, work, user. So in the same way, like under what name you want to create your own library, or as per the requirement, you can give that library name of that library. So suppose we would like to create a library under the name project. Any name of your choice you can give. Okay. Now let us check the properties of any of the library. So suppose if you are going to check the properties of work library, select the library and check the properties. See, okay. So it is connected to some path or directory in your machine. Okay, like it could be the cloud path or it could be the local machine path. Okay, so whatever it is, but a library will always be connected to some directory or path in our systems. Okay. In the same way, if you check any of the other library properties, it will be the same thing. It will be connected to some path in our system. Now, in the same way, to which path you want to connect this library, or so which path, I mean, to this library, which path you would like to assign. Okay? So that path you have to consider. Any path of your choice you can take. Suppose say here I prefer taking D drive, say Pavani, say SAS. Okay. So suppose say this is the path I would like to consider for the created library. So whenever you are giving the path, make sure you are putting that in quotations, whether double quotations or single quotations, both will work out. Okay. Now execute. See project. So in SAS application, you are creating a library called project with the given path. So that means whatever data that you are going to save in project library, that data will get saved into the path that it is assigned with. Okay. So that is the main concept. Saving the data in any of the SAS libraries is nothing but saving the data into the path that library is connected to. Okay. D drive. So this with the given path. Now let us, I'll take the program which we where we have created a data set in the last class. Okay. So yesterday we have written a small program to create a SAS data set, right? So let us take that data set. Data input with what variables? Any variables of our choice we can take. Department, starts, name, 2, 3, HR. Okay. So now if you execute this program, in which library does the test data set will get saved? Into work library, right? So since we are not defining any library name, by default it will get saved into work library. Now suppose say that we want to save this test data set into project library. So now what you do is first you write the library name dot then dataset name. So by this SAS will understand that project is a library into which the test data set should get saved. Execute, check project library, say test. So saving the data into this project library is nothing but saving the data into the path that it is connected to. So to which path? D drive, Pavani, SAS. So let us go to that path. See, test dataset got saved into this particular path. Okay. So that is, so when a user creates a library, or the concept of a permanent library is nothing but, so whatever data that you are saving into that library is nothing but saving the data into the path that it is connected to, like, which is nothing but saving the data into your machine or system. So that is the reason why the data will be saved permanently. Unless you delete it, the data will not go anywhere. Okay. So that is the concept of libraries and saving the data into the libraries. Now, let us take the next method of creating this library. Wizard process. Wizard process is nothing but just like options driven. Okay. So right click on the active libraries window. Anywhere on the empty space, you can do the right click and choose the option new. So when you choose the option new, you will get a new library window. Okay. New library window. So here name is nothing but like under what name you want to create the SAS library, give that name. Any name of your choice you can give. So suppose say we would like to give project 1 library. Okay, so project 1. Path. Path is nothing but to which path you want to connect this library, or which path you want to assign to that library. Okay. So to which path? Let us take the path of your choice. Any path you can consider. Shall I take D drive, program data? D drive, program data. Okay. So choose that path. Control C, Control V. I'm just doing Control C, Control V. Okay. Path. Now here there is one more option which we have to focus on. Enable at startup. So normally when you create a library, when you create a library using the libname statement or without choosing enable at startup, okay, so that library icon will disappear from your active libraries window once you close your SAS session. Okay, so once you close your SAS session, the libraries that are created through libname statement or without choosing this enable it startup, that libraries will disappear. It's just the concept of appearance and disappearance of the library, but the data will be saved permanently into the path that you have assigned to that library. Okay, we'll see that practically. But when you choose this option enable it startup, it means that library will appear all the time in active libraries window. Okay. That library will appear all the time in active libraries window. Choose this, enable it startup. Click on OK. See project 1. Suppose if you would like to save some data into project 1 library, it is also the same concept. Right here, the library name called project 1. If you would like to create some other data, okay, you can create some other data. Not necessarily, but just to show some difference, I'm trying to create it. Okay, same ID value is like 101. Name and same class. Okay, name is red. Into which class they are. Say someone is 6 and someone is saying 9. Okay. Now execute. So this data will get saved into project 1 library, which is nothing but it will get saved into D drive program data. Okay. So till this part it is clear. So now here we have created our project 1 library with choosing that enable at startup, and project is the library created through libname statement. So once you end your session and reopen, project library will disappear, but project 1 will appear. Okay, but the data that you saved into both project and project 1 will be there permanently. Okay, nothing will happen to the data. So let us see that. Before we end our SAS session, Suppose if you would like to save the editor window is nothing but like saving the programs that what we have developed in the editor window. So if you would like to save the editor window, then go to the option called File and choose the option Save. Okay. Or the keyboard shortcut is Control S. You can use any of the method, Control S or File and Save. Now where you would like to save? Suppose say on desktop I want to save. Okay. Not necessarily on desktop, of your choice. Anywhere you can save in your system. Under what name you would like to save? Say Programs SAS. Okay. Save. Got saved. Now you end your session. Click on OK. Now check desktop. Program SAS, right? So program SAS is nothing but one second. Where is it? Program SAS. So program SAS is nothing but it is looking like a notepad file, right? Initially, when you are saving like SAS editor windows on your machine, I mean for the first time when you are saving, it will get saved as a SAS file. Okay. See, this is how it will be saved. See, this is how it will be saved. Okay, initially. So initially, this is how it will be saved. Suppose if you would like to open the same file can be opened with Notepad. Suppose if your file is saved with SAS program, then you can open that only through SAS application. Okay, but if you want to open through Notepad, then you can open it by changing the properties of that file. Okay, change to Notepad. Click on OK. Apply. Okay. So initially when you save, it will get saved as that proper SAS file. But if you would like to change to Notepad, you can change it like this. Go to properties and change it. Let us open SAS. Let us quickly check the libraries. See, you have project 1, but not project. But to which path did we connect our project library? If you check our programs file, we'll come to know now. D drive Pavani SAS. Go here. D drive Pavani SAS. Okay, see the data is saved permanently. Okay, only the library is not appearing. That's it. Okay. Suppose if you would like to bring this data into SAS. Okay. If you would like to bring this data into SAS, again the same method using the libname statement. So libname is one of the very powerful statement in SAS programming to access the data. That is because suppose if you would like to save the data, if you would like to save the SAS data from SAS to your system, to any local machine or to cloud or anywhere, you can use the libname statement. So you will create the library with some name and you will assign into which path you want to save the data. Okay. So that your data will get saved into that particular path. That is like how you want to save into your local machines. Suppose if you want to bring the data from local machine into system, okay, from local machine into system, then also libname statement. So libname, you can create the library of library name of your choice, okay. So now here you give the path where your data is present. So where our data is present? Here. So in both the ways, you can use the libname statement. So to save the data into the systems and to bring the data from system into SAS. Okay. So it is one of the very powerful statement. Open Apple. See. So whatever SAS data you have in that path, all that data you got all that data into this library. Okay. Suppose we'll do one more example. Suppose say that I have some more SAS data, say in this particular path. Okay. Whatever data it could be, see, I have some few more SAS data sets present in this path. If I want to bring this SAS data sets into SAS application, then same process, take the path create a library of your choice. Any library of your choice you can create. Okay. Now execute. See, open Apple one. Whatever SAS data you have in that path, all the data you got it here. Okay. So like this, in whatever directory or in whatever path you have your SAS data, all that you can access through libname statement. If you want to save the data into different path or into different folders from SAS, that also you can do through libname. Okay. So that is about libname concept or creating the libraries. Is it till this part? Is it clear for both of you, Rafiq and Shrestha?
Yes.
Rafiq?
Yes, it's clear.
Good. Okay. Now coming to the next concept. Suppose like whatever data we have saved into that file into the notepad. So that programs I want to bring into SAS, that you can do through go to file and choose the option open program. Okay. And then where do we save our programs? On desktop, right? Under the name program SAS. Okay. Then click on open. So this is one method. And the other method is drag and drop. So where do we have our data present? Here, program SAS. So just drag the file and drop it into the editor window. That is the other method. So any of the method you can choose. Okay. So if you want to create the library again, you can just simply create that library. See? So whatever data you have, whatever SAS data you have already in that path, you will get all the data here. So that is about libname statement. Coming to the next one. Some naming rules that need to be followed while we assign library names. Here I have the list. Let us take this. A library name should be either 8 characters or less than 8 characters. Okay. So a library name should be either 8 or less than 8 characters. So suppose say here I would like to give project. Execute. It will tell you it's not a valid SAS name. Check log. See, is not a valid SAS name. So a library name should be either 8 or less than 8 characters. And a library name should always start with an alphabet. See? Okay, should always start with an alphabet or with an underscore. So even you can use underscore also as the first character. Okay. So as the first character, the value should be either character or underscore. But the subsequent characters can be numbers, letters, or underscores. Anything it can contain. Okay. Only the first character should be either character or underscore. But after that, it can have like letters, numbers, underscores, everything. And no special characters are accepted. Okay. No special characters, including blank space. In SAS programming, even blank space is also a special character. Okay. If you write blank space, it will tell you like, so this value is not identified. So after blank space, whatever value is there, it will tell you it is not identified. Or else it couldn't read the data. See? So 23 is not found. So it should not contain any special characters, including blank spaces. Even this, it will tell you as an invalid name. Okay, it's not a valid name. So name should contain only letters, numbers, and alphabets. First character should be always a character or an underscore. So that is one of the rules that we have to remember. And when it comes to the assigning of dataset names or variable names, okay, so either dataset or variable, the same rules we will be following, but the only difference is a dataset or a variable name can be 32 or less than 32 characters. Okay, so this particular name can be extended up to 32 characters or less than 32 characters. Same with variable names. A single variable name can be maximum of 32 characters or less than it. That is about the naming rules. And also coming to one more thing, suppose say if you are writing only dataset name, then you call that as one level naming. And if you write both data library name and dataset name, you call that as a two level naming. So only library name, one level. Both library and dataset, two level naming. Okay. Now coming to the next one. Coming to the next one, SAS programs layout. Okay, SAS programs layout. So every SAS statement should end with a semicolon. Okay, see, whenever you are writing a program statement, so with whatever keyword or with whatever word you are starting the statement, with whatever word you are starting the program line, that word you call as the statement. Okay, so this particular line you are starting with libname. So that libname is called as a statement. Similarly, this particular line, you are starting with a keyword called data. So that data is the statement. So data statement line will call, or input statement, okay, or cart statement. So with whatever keyword you start the program line, that is nothing but statement. Now, library name and the dataset name. Now, so every SAS statement should end with semicolon. So libname, then assigning the library name, and then assigning the path to that library is all one statement. So you have to end with semicolon. Similarly, data, library name, and dataset name, all this is together one statement. So you should end with semicolon. Okay. Similarly, input and variable name. So this is all like each statement, each and every statement should end with semicolon. That is one of the basic rule that we have to remember. Coming to the next one, SAS statements or variable names or dataset names can be in any case. They are not at all case sensitive. Okay. Suppose say you are creating a library called project, okay, with capital letters, but still SAS will consider that name as capital P and rest all are small case letters. Okay, as in the first character will be capital and rest all will be small. It doesn't matter with what case you have given. Okay, but SAS will consider like this. And whenever you are using it, you can not necessarily that you have to use in the same term. In the same case, you can write like this. Okay, so they are not at all case sensitive. Okay, so it just checks for the value. Value is correct or not. Okay, but it never checks for the case. So they are not at all case sensitive. Not only library names, even dataset names or variable names, or even the statements. So nothing is case sensitive. Okay. Nothing is case sensitive. So now coming to the next one, coming to the next layout, you can write multiple lines, multiple statements in one line. So multiple statements can be written in one line, and one statement can be split into multiple lines like this. Okay. So one statement can be split into multiple lines. So these all are like different advantages. So generally this is one of the most common practice. Like either we'll write like based on the program that we are developing. Sometimes we write like multiple statements in one line, and sometimes we split one line, one statement into multiple lines. Okay. Coming to the next one, it is not necessary that you have to start at first position. You can start at any position and you can end at any position. Okay. So you can start at any position and you can end at any position. That is also one of the layout. Okay. Is also one of the layout. Now coming to the next one. Yeah. Coming to the next concept, comment lines. Comment lines is nothing but, see, this main significance of that comment lines is, suppose when you are writing a code, if you would like to explain, so what that code is about in plain text, you can explain through this comment lines. Suppose say, first let us see how to insert the comment lines. The method of inserting the comment lines is start with slash asterisk. Okay. So whatever the text you would like to write, write all the text and end with the asterisk slash. Okay. Start with a slash asterisk, end with asterisk slash. That is one method. We also have one more method. Start with asterisk, end with a semicolon. That is the other method. For doing the first method, okay, for doing the first method, you have a shortcut. Hold control and press slash. Hold control key and press slash so that you will get this, and then in between whatever text that you would like to write, you can write. Let us see the significance now. Suppose say that I would like to explain, uh, suppose say that I want to explain that project library is so and so path. Okay. So project library so and so path I want to explain. Okay. Now, if you write this as a plain text, I mean not as a comment, just simply as like a plain text, if you are writing, it will give you some error. It will tell you like some invalid statement or statement used out of proper order. See, it's not a valid statement. Okay, because SAS is considering even that part as part of the program execution. Okay, I mean even that line it is considering as part of the program. That's the reason you are getting that error. Okay, so the advantage of comment lines is SAS will not consider comment lines as part of the program. So that's the reason why you will not get any error. Suppose saying we are writing like this. Since it will not consider this as part of the program, you will not get any error. Check log. See, you're getting your output. Okay, so that's the main advantage with comment lines. Generally in real time we use this comment lines quite a lot because see, it's not necessary that only one person will be working on that entire project, right? So whatever code that that a person is developing, like at some points we have to explain like what that code is about, isn't it? So this comment lines really plays a vital role in such cases. So this is one of the very important concept that we use in real time quite often. Coming to the next one. Okay, till this part you both are clear, Rafiq and Shrestha.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Everything is clear.
Right. Now coming to the next concept, data types. So SAS is all about dealing with the data, right? So yesterday we have seen in last class we have seen that how the data is getting stored in SAS. How it is getting stored in the form of a data set. So data set is nothing but like it looks like table where you will have like rows and columns. Rows are nothing but observations and columns are nothing but variables. And each and every individual value is nothing but data value, right? So now, so whatever data that we are saving in SAS, I mean in the form of a SAS data set, that data is of two different types. Okay, so SAS data types are of two different data types. One is character data type and the other one is numeric data type. So character and numeric. So character data type is nothing but generally, when we create a SAS data set, during the time of creation, we'll define the data types. Okay. Suppose let us take the previous programs as an example. So this is a very small program for creating a SAS data set, right? So we are creating a data set called class data in work library. If we execute this program. So with variables what? ID, name and class. So now if you write only the variable name, then it is numeric data type. If you write a dollar symbol followed by variable name, then it is a character data type. Okay. So if you write only variable name, it's numeric. If you write both dollar sign after variable name, it is a character data type. So whatever values that you allocate to that variable or assign to that variable, okay, So those all are character values, and whatever values you allocate to this variable, they all are numeric values. Okay, numeric data values and character data values. So now during the time of creation of a SAS dataset, we define the data types. Now coming to the features of a character data value. A character data value can contain anything, anything as in like numbers, letters, and special characters. So it can contain everything. Like a name can be like this. Okay. So like this, a name can be. Okay. It can contain letters, special characters, numbers. In the same way, Bob also. Bob at the return. Okay. Execute. Check work for class data. See, a character data value can contain anything. Okay. Like letters, numbers, and special characters. Close it. Excuse me. Coming to the other feature of a character data value, by default. Okay. So by default, SAS can read only first 8 characters. First 8 characters, which means, let us say we have a data value like this. Okay. So by default, it will read only first 8 characters. Open. See, only till E it is reading. As in first 8 characters it is taking. And after that, it is the value is getting truncated. Okay. Close it. So by default, it will read only 8 characters, but using a statement called length, you can increase the length up to 32767. As in, SAS has the capability to read 32,767 characters for one single data value. Okay. So if like each data value can have maximum number of characters of 32767. Okay. So like 1 2 32767. Now coming to the next one, numeric data type. Numeric data type is nothing but like all numbers. But numeric data type is classified into 2 types: standard, non-standard. Okay. So if the numeric, if the value has only numbers, then it's not a problem. SAS can read the data. So it can read the data directly. As in, suppose say that if the data values are this, like so like this. Okay, a positive number or a negative number. Okay, or a number with decimals, or positive numbers with decimals. Okay, so these all the values, like example of these values, like positive, negative numbers, all these values it can read as a standard value. So that's the reason why, see, when you are writing this, SAS is understanding the data quite easily. If you would like to give a negative number also, fine, it will understand the data directly. Okay, but coming to the non-standard numeric data, date. So in whatever, we have so many ways for representing a date, but it doesn't matter in what way you represent, you will definitely have a character or a special character, or sometimes both. So the example is, say, similarly, same date, or okay, etc. Even we have so many other ways. But in whatever way you represent, it doesn't matter. You will have either a character, special character, or both. So because of this reason, we are classifying this particular data as non-standard, which means directly SAS cannot understand this particular value directly. Okay, so in order to make the, in order for SAS to understand that particular value, we have to use a statement called in format. Okay, so through in format statement, we are making that date value understandable to SAS. Okay, so in format is like bridge in this case. Similarly, time, not only date, even time also. So time to, you can write like this, and the same time you can write like 11 hours, 12 minutes, 23 seconds, PM, okay? Date time combination, okay? No wonder. And amount also same. So SAS can understand only dollar and euros. So dollar 23,000, okay? Or even decimals also you can have euros, okay? Or 23,000 euros, okay? Since it has like some character or special character into it, so through in format statement, we have to make this value understandable to SAS. That is all about non-standard numeric data. So dealing with non-standard numeric data we'll do as a separate session. Um, but yeah, there we can go more in detail about this concept. Okay, but this is all about data types. Is it clear, both of you, about data types?
Yes.
Shrestha?
Yes.
Good, no? Okay, right. So now, yeah, so that is what for day two session. And then in next class, we'll see what are the different methods for creating a SAS data set. Okay, like we have so many methods of creating a SAS data set or SAS data. So out of all that methods, tomorrow we'll discuss some of the methods. Okay.
Okay.
Right.